everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Swoon Worthy. I'm Carly, the creator and host of this podcast, which is dedicated to period dramas, movies and series set in historical time periods. Now, this isn't one of our typical full-length episodes where we deep dive into a specific period drama. Today is about taking a moment to reflect on the past 2.5 years since we started the podcast and to look ahead. What's coming up on Swoon Worthy? First off, I just wanted to say thank you to all of our Swoonworthy listeners, followers, subscribers, those of you who have left comments and shared feedback. When I started this with my sister Kayla back in January 2024, I could never have imagined being where we are now. I absolutely love chatting with fellow period drama enthusiasts on Instagram and Spotify, YouTube, and I look forward to more conversations. Again, thank you. We are wrapping up season 6 of the podcast. And stay tuned, because in May, we have an extra special episode coming your way, featuring someone from the creative team of a show that we've covered many times before on the podcast. It's a big show, and we are so excited. This will be the first time that we get to chat with someone behind the scenes who helps to bring one of our favorite period dramas to life. While you're waiting for more podcast episodes to be released from Swoonworthy, I'd like to invite you to revisit a past episode. We have over 70 episodes streaming to choose from, covering adaptations of classic literature favorites like Jane Austen, the Brontes, Tolstoy, epic TV shows like Downton Abbey, The Gilded Age, Bridgerton, movie musicals like Moulin Rouge, The Phantom of the Opera, The Sound of Music, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and plenty of nostalgic favorites like Ever After, The Mummy, A Knight's Tale. Okay, so reflecting on our past episodes, I'm sitting here with two of my frequent co-hosts, Sunnie and Stephanie. Steph, you've been a co-host since season 2, which is crazy. It's been a long time. Sunnie, you joined us last season, season 5. Also crazy because it feels like it's been even longer. It's just because we've done so many episodes together at this point. And I wanted to ask both of you, what is your favorite episode that we've recorded so far? Sunnie, I'll start with you.
Ooh, I think my favorite episode is probably part 2 of the Gilded Age season 2 recap the three of us did. I just feel like we were like giggling through the entire episode, and there were so
Oh.
many funny moments like in the season that we like also covered in the podcast. And I just like remember like having so much fun, and then like I like listened to that episode back again when it was released, Carly, and I don't know, it was so fun, and I was like laughing while the three of us were laughing. Yeah. So I love that one.
Now I want to go back and listen to it. Oh my gosh, that's so
You
fun.
should. We're really cute.
Oh, that was one of the first ones we recorded, the three of us together. So yeah, definitely some fond memories there. When the Gilded Age comes back, I think we'll have to do it again.
Oh my gosh, guys, I keep getting you know that actors like website Backstage where you
Yes.
can
Yes.
I keep getting backstage ads for the Gilded Age because they film like an hour away from me.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't, and I was like, oh my God, I should be an extra. I mean, barring the fact that I'm Korean and probably not historically accurate in Troy at the time, I also didn't realize you have to pay for a backstage account. So I was like, I don't want to pay to be an extra.
Oh my gosh. No, I saw that. I got the ad too, even though I'm, further south than you. And
That's hilarious.
I looked into it more and it was asking specifically for men, young men, because they were going to be dressed as like the stable boys and all of that.
Um, That's
Anyways,
funny. Maybe
yeah.
I could have gotten away with that then, like with a powdered wig and stuff.
I can see it. Oh my gosh. And I did take a trip to Newport, Rhode Island, and I don't know if I told you this. And I was sitting at the bar, and the bartender was a young man. He said he was an extra on the Gilded Age, and that they rounded up a bunch of people from the college there.
That's so cool.
That
Yeah.
is cool.
But who knows? Maybe one day we'll be extras in a period drama. I mean, Steph, you have some experience being a background actor. You were for Jurassic World, if I'm not mistaken.
I was a background actor in Jurassic World. I played three different characters, and we filmed at the NASA facility in New Orleans for one of
Ooh.
those days, which is cool because now that's getting a lot of attention because of the Artemis missions. But that was cool. And then also, just like for period drama sake, I was also in a movie about Motley Crue called The Dirt.
Mhm.
Not a great film. Don't watch it. But I did get to, I was an audience member in the 80s, in like the early 80s. So they made my hair really big and like put like really fun makeup on me. And so that was fun. So I can only
Oh,
imagine how fun it would be to be on Gilded Age. Like, can you imagine? That'd be so great.
That is so cool. And there was a period drama actor in there. Who was it? It's the one who's married to Belle Powley. What is his name? The cute one.
Um, yes. Oh my gosh, it just left my mind. Um, um,
I'll look up
um,
Mary Shelley because he's in that. It's hold, wait for
there's
it.
multiple period drama actors actually.
Douglas Booth.
Douglas Booth, yes. Yeah.
oh, I
I
love
made
Douglas
eye
Booth.
contact. He looked
Oh my
crazy, by
gosh.
the way, that day. They were in like full glam, like full 80s glam. It was crazy. But yeah, yeah, he was great. And then I don't know how to properly say his name, but Ewan Rayon, I think his name is. He played Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones,
Mm,
like one of the worst villains ever, like one of the scariest villains ever. Not worst. He's like great in in the show. But he was in it too. And the guy that played the lead singer, he's also in 11/23/63 or something, the Stephen King show about JFK. He played Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh goodness, I
okay.
don't know, but I'm looking at the IMDb. There's only 8 people listed in the cast of this movie.
What,
No,
The Dirt?
no, that's a music video. I'm sorry. Disregard. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look up. I need to see the dirt stuff. I need to pick you out of the crowd because in Jurassic World, you are on the screen for a second.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to rewatch Jurassic World.
You know
That's
what's funny?
awesome.
I was at the dentist yesterday and one of the Jurassic Worlds was playing. And I was like really into it. But anyways.
We no, this was fun. This was a fun little side conversation. But Steph, now to you, what is your favorite episode that we've recorded so far?
Well, I did love that Gilded Age episode. Thank you for reminding me of that one, Sunny. That was like 2.5 hours long, if I'm not mistaken.
Extra
That
long.
was, yes, there was a lot to laugh about. That's so true. It's hard to choose because we've had so many great ones. I love all of the ones that we've done as the three of us. I think the one that comes to mind for me is The Sound of Music, just
Yeah.
because that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And just getting to blab about one of your favorite movies with a friend is like the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
So
yes.
it was just like, I remember we didn't even really have to prepare for it. We were just like
No.
talking.
You're so right. And I feel like we were fully up to speed on our trivia. We knew what we were going to say. We knew every scene like the back of our
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, it's like we had been waiting our whole lives to record the episode.
Oh
And I'm
my
sure there are
God.
other movies too that that you feel that way about, like Moulin Rouge and such. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was just a really fun one, and I
Oh,
love that movie so much. And every time I see it, I love it more, which I think is really special.
yeah. No, it is really, it's one of the greatest movies ever made, for sure.
Hmm.
You mentioned Moulin Rouge because that was, I think, the first one you recorded with me and Kayla, Stephanie.
Yeah, I think so.
And that one also, yeah, like you said, I feel like we knew what we needed to say. We knew the trivia there. I think that's probably my favorite episode with you, with Kayla, and then Sunny with you. The first one I recorded with you was Emily, the movie, and we bonded over that movie, right?
Totally. Yeah, and it was kind of the same thing as you said, Steph, where I had been waiting my entire life to talk about Emily with somebody, and Carly, you love Emily as much as I do. So getting to just, yeah, blab about it was so much fun.
Yeah. And it's an underrated one. I feel like so many people are hesitant to see it. but it's just so good. And I want more people to like it. And a female director, Frances O'Connor, it's just beautiful.
It really is.
All right. And we have some great things ahead with season 7 of Swoon Worthy coming in the fall. It's going to be a Jane Austen heavy season, I'm feeling, because we have some new Jane Austen works on the horizon. But we're also looking at perhaps revisiting some of our old favorites. We might even do another round of Marie Antoinette. Yeah, I think we're thinking about it. So stay tuned for season 7. And one thing I found so fascinating is that our listeners resonate with childhood stories so well. The Secret Garden, A Little Princess, Tuck Everlasting, Peter Pan, which is one of our more recent episodes, and Anne of Green Gables, which was a collaborative episode that we did with the Kindred Spirits Book Club podcast. Highly recommend them if you want to dive deep into Ellen Montgomery's books and Anne of Green Gables adaptations. I also wanted to share that I recently got to be a guest host on another podcast, Escape into Period Pieces, which I also highly recommend, especially for diehard period drama fans. If you want to listen to more thoughtful conversations on your favorite movies and shows. When I joined Escape into Period Pieces, we talked about one of my favorite comfort films, Northanger Abbey, 2007. And Stephanie, the host of that podcast, also asked me a few questions about how Swoonworthy got started. So I wanted to share that conversation with you all, in case you've ever wondered how we got our start and why I'm so passionate about period dramas. Here's the clip, which is about 10 minutes long. Hope you enjoy.
And everyone should go check out Swoon Worthy as well as your Instagram account, Period Drama Style, which I know you did the Instagram first, right?
Yes, I started that right when COVID hit. And, you kind of are locked down. You had a little more time to do some creative endeavors. And that's what I started was posting about my passion for period dramas on Instagram. And then
Mm.
about 2 years ago now, my sister encouraged us to start Swoonworthy podcast. Yeah.
And it was to record your lengthy conversations about period
Yeah,
dramas?
when you have a sister, when you have a sibling or a close friend and you just do those deep dives after you watch a movie, sometimes you think, is this something other people would want to listen to? And we
Uh-huh.
thought, let's just go for it. Let's try. So my sister, she still does the podcast with me sometimes, but I've also just expanded my guest hosts to my friend group. And
hmm
yeah, it's been fun. It's been really just one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, to be like, I want to make sure the podcast comes out nice and everything. But in the end, it is for us and it is fun. And yeah, you get to
Yes.
talk to your friends and then have it recorded forever so you can then listen back and, other people
Right.
can too. And it was fun to figure out that like doing a podcast isn't that difficult. Like it's
Right.
it's easier than you think for anyone out there who's considering it themselves.
It is. You got to have the time to prep and to plan, and then the recording and sometimes some editing involved, but it's really not that heavy of a lift if
Yeah.
you're passionate about it.
Yeah. And like equipment stuff, you don't need crazy equipment.
No.
Like I think my microphone is probably 20 bucks off Amazon, so it's not
Yeah.
nothing crazy. I know too, you were saying a lot of nostalgic pieces you like, and I give you
Yes.
a shout out for The Secret Garden. Is there any other period dramas that people should check out? I know you talked about so many, but any of
I
them?
know. I mean, the other one that's really near and dear to my heart is the 1994 Little Women, starring
hmm
Winona Ryder, Christian Bale. I mean, there's so many in that cast. But I think that one is in my top 4 letterbox because it's had such an impact on me growing up. And my mother showed it to me.
Mm.
And it's just that sisterhood, that family aspect of the book and that movie version. It's everything to me.
Okay, so because we're talking about Jane Austen, I
Yes.
always like to start off by saying, what is your relationship with Jane Austen? That feels like a weighty question, but we'll start with it.
Well, I like the way you phrase it, a relationship, because it does feel like she's part of, your family, just someone you've grown up with. And I have a very clear and distinct memory of watching Emma 1996, the one with Gwyneth Paltrow, Toni
Mhm.
Collette, Jeremy Northam. I was in fifth grade. My mom also showed me this. I don't know if we rented it from Blockbuster or what,
Uh-huh.
or just bought the VHS.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was friends with one of the popular girls in school. And I just remember thinking, this feels like my life right now. Of course, it's so silly to think about. But I was like, the way they're, matchmaking and the boys like so and so. And
Hmm.
it just felt so relatable, even though it was set in a far earlier time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know some people that's not their favorite Emma, but for me, it just has that nostalgic
Hmm.
connection. I love all the Emma adaptations, actually. Just, there's so many of
In-
them.
Including Clueless, which we have also talked about
Oh,
off the podcast.
yes.
Yeah.
Hands down, Clueless is the best. It's my sister's favorite Emma.
Okay. Yeah.
But after that, I was really inspired to just learn more about Jane Austen, the adaptations, of
Mm.
course, and then the books. Sense and Sensibility, 1995. Who doesn't love that movie? I
Hmm.
mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
And that was the first Jane Austen book I read in middle school. And I remember it was like a 12 pointer book. I don't know if you had the reading points you had to get to each.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I know what
You
you mean.
remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And this was like a big one. So all I had to do was read one book and I'd make
Yes.
the quota.
That's so impressive though, because I was gonna say to read like such a classic and like the actual like the real text of
Yeah.
Jane Austen at that age, so impressive. I don't know. I think I would have taken it out, but not like fully read it, at fifth grade.
Yeah. Well, this one was probably more like sixth or seventh
Okay.
when I read it. So I can't claim the fifth grade for the just for the movie version. But yeah, I was definitely in middle school. And then I started reading all of them.
Mm.
And of course, Pride and Prejudice is amazing. Sense and Sensibility, Emma, I had already seen some of the adaptations to help me with
Hmm.
the reading.
Yes. My closing questions I always like to ask, especially the
Yeah.
first time you're on the podcast, is just in general, like why do you think period dramas, period pieces are so popular? Why do people feel drawn to them, do you think?
I think that they're they stand up, they're timeless. I think that we do like a bit of escapism. I love
Mhm.
the name of your podcast.
Thank you.
And I feel like it's a good outlet for that and for book lovers and people who just need a break sometimes. You can
Hmm.
actually be taken to that different time period, that different world and experience something new. So I don't know, I just love
Yeah.
them and I think other people do too.
And then the whole idea of giving them a chance, you kind of answered this question already. But I feel like a lot of times people will see something and be like, oh, it's old, or they like remember their days in history or social studies when a documentary would come on. And then they're like, I don't want to give, a historical drama a chance. Is there anything you want to add to what you said to kind of like draw in any? I don't know why they would be listening to today's episode
Right?
if they didn't like it, but if there was anyone out there who's like, nope, I don't know about it, what would be your like plug to someone to say they should give them a chance?
I think that it it's not what we read in the history books in history class growing up. Like when you watch a period drama, it like clicks for me sometimes.
Mm,
How, people dressed, how they spoke, how they interacted, and it really brings it to life. And then I'm usually inspired to maybe go back to what really happened. So even if it's not a period accurate movie
yeah.
or show, then I'm inspired to learn more. And I think, I don't know. I think you got to give it a chance. I don't really know how to convince someone if they haven't already, but yes, if you like aesthetic pleasing movies, there's going to be an aesthetically pleasing period drama for you, like Emma
Hmm.
2020. If you, if you want a movie about sisterhood, there's Little Women for you. So
Hmm.
I think you just got to give it a try. It's funny because I I don't know anyone who doesn't watch period dramas.
Well, it's funny because I feel like it's always niche, right? Even though
It is
now you can
niche.
like type it into Apple Podcasts and like, hey, a bunch of podcasts are going to show up talking about, even if it's just right now Bridgerton or the Buccaneers, like one of the ones that I would say is more quote unquote modern. But like there is still people, especially in my life, that when I do a lot of history talks at my local library, they'll come, but they're like, but I don't watch anything you're talking about. I'm like, but if you still find it interesting, that's amazing,
Interesting.
like that you enjoy
Yeah.
it. But because to me, yeah, and to you, it's like, well, how do you not
I
like it?
know.
Like the people we're talking with all the time do. But I think it's that whole thing where it's like you find the one you like. It's just like with reading, with basically anything. And then you're going to hone in and be like, you know what? I really enjoyed Bridgerton for the romance, but the historical aspect there reminds me of this. And then they find Pride and Prejudice. And then, it's just like a snowball effect, which I think is pretty cool to watch, especially with people who might think all of those, history is not for me or whatever.
Yeah.
There's like another added element, and then that just brings you into the fold. And I go into so many deep dives myself where like now all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm researching what they ate, like
Right.
it's so in depth, but it's really fun and obviously has a place out there. So I'm glad that I'm not alone.
Yeah, no, you're not alone. I think we have a nice, friendly, uplifting community on Instagram too. Like everyone
Hmm.
seems very nice there when the comments, I usually don't have to screen the
That's
comments or
good.
delete them. Yeah, it's usually pretty positive. And I just love being able to talk period dramas with people, you included. So
Yes. Yeah, that's
always
how we got to
happy.
know each other. So that's so
Yeah.
exciting, which is a great transition to one, tell listeners what you have coming up if you want to, and two, remind them where they can find you.
Certainly. So we are in season 6 of my podcast called Swoon Worthy, and you can find us on Instagram, all the different podcast streaming services like Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio. We have covered everything in season 6 from Bridgerton, Hamnet, Frankenstein, Wuthering Heights.
Big stuff this year. Yeah,
Big stuff this year, but if you look back at the 5 seasons of Swoonworthy that I've done so far, we have a lot of the nostalgic favorites. So I'm sure you'll be able to find something there that would interest you. So thanks for
definitely.
letting me talk about my podcast as well.
Oh my God, of course. Especially because you have so much backlist to check out. Like there's so much there. And whether it's, season 4 of Bridgerton or a previous season, like I've been through it and I still have ones that I'm saving to be like, oh, I
Oh,
gotta have it on my long commute to work. So I
thank you.
enjoy it a lot. And thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Such a pleasure to be here and talk with you. Love your podcast as well. And it's an honor to be asked. So thank you.
Yeah. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, you might want to come back.
Yeah,
It's so easy.
anytime. Well, there you have it, folks. A huge shout out to Escape into Period Pieces. It's so wonderful to find kindred spirits through Instagram, and I really encourage you all to check out other period drama inspired podcasts. If you have any recommendations for future swoon-worthy episode topics, something nostalgic, something newly released, anything you'd love to have us cover, please feel free to DM me on Instagram. You can find me at Swoonworthy Podcast or at Period Drama Style. I always love hearing your ideas and feedback. And one final thing to call out. We do have a Patreon. It's also called Swoonworthy. You can join as a free member, and then you can watch our videos. Since we only post audio only recordings on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and YouTube, we post the full video of us chatting on Patreon. So if you want to feel like you're sitting in the room with us, having a friendly conversation, I invite you to check out our Patreon. On behalf of my co-hosts, Stephanie, Sunnie, Tommy, Anna, and my sister Kayla, I just want to say again, thank you for all the support. We'll catch you next time on Swoonworthy.